Hello everyone, this is me, Kirai, and I'm here with my good friend today. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, it's Captain Forrest, or also known as True Form.
And thank you, Trueform, for actually coming on here again. If you guys didn't watch our podcast before, I highly recommend watching it, and also go subscribe to Trueform's channel and help him get some more subscribers. Now today, we're going to be talking about something, again, which is something that's very relevant today, and that is height. Height today is something is basically a big factor when it comes to life, and for people giving you respect, or even for like your dating life, or anything else that's outside this world. It's height always does matter. And first, I'm gonna lay down a couple of facts about height. Now, for one, your height is something that matters to a woman because there's multiple videos online of TikTok and on YouTube in itself to where women, they only want men that are over 6 feet tall, or just a guy who's like, it's like if they see a guy that's under 6 feet tall, they want no relationship with them at all. They don't even want to talk to them. Prime example of this is actually from a video from the Sidemen, and it's actually one of their Tinder videos, which I will be showing. I will be showing that in this short video, guys.
Hi, my name's Vic. I'm 25, and if I had to describe myself, I'd say I'm quite a lot like a Vindaloo.
And I think you're a bit too young and not yet mature. I like a nice mature curry, so let's go.
I'm Simon, I'm 26, and I let my friends borrow my expensive things.
Oh, you do? Really?
Yeah.
But you look quite nicely dressed and put together and quite sweet. You can go to the right.
Why did you say no to me?
Okay, so you're a bit too young, I'm afraid.
So why did you say no to me?
Not my type of person.
I'm Harry, and I may have a minor drug problem.
Yeah!
I feel like I can help him.
So why did you say no to me?
I don't know. He was a bit like, stuttery, and you're quite short. I like someone a bit taller.
I'm Harry, I'm 22, from Guernsey, and I'm not very good at social situations.
I might actually say yes to you. You're kind of cute.
Oh, thank you.
I like what you're wearing.
Oh, thank you.
Your bow tie.
I'm Vic, I'm 25, and one of my most successful YouTube videos is me I'll finish on one day.
Hi, I'm Shola Riley. I'm from Nottingham, 21.
You're gonna let me introduce myself?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Nice, right? You said left on the
It's Tinder.
My name's Vic, I'm 24, and I'm banking on your standards being a lot shorter than mine.
You are quite short, sorry.
I set myself up for it. What about me?
I need someone who will help me reach the top shelf.
What? I'm not, okay.
Okay, so we have no hope. Alright, let's go.
My name's Vic, I'm 24, and if looks could kill, you'd be harmless.
Oh shit! What?
I'm really sorry, but you're too short for me, so you're gonna have to say no.
But not the line. I'm Simon, I'm 26, and if I had to describe my personality, I wouldn't, but I'm rich.
We can work on the personality.
So why not him?
I'm too short.
That based upon these women, Vicstar, just based upon his height, all the women said no to him because he was short. And the same goes with Toby. And the thing is, these two guys are good-looking guys. They're good-looking guys. They have good facial structures, and they are really good people. And they have money as well. But the thing is, the women just say they're too short, or it's like you're not mature. But the thing is, if they're not, it's like, how can you judge someone if they're mature or not? You want to know why? It's because the women are judging it based upon height. They think about height as maturity. It's like if you're not tall, then you're not mature, which is completely stupid. And then another thing I want to talk about as well is that these women today, and I even bring up an example like at work, one of my coworkers, to where I even asked her a question, and I basically gave her like a scenario. So I gave her like a scenario, basically saying, okay, you have these two guys. This one guy is he's kind of short. He's kind of like my height. But the thing is, he has money, he has a doctorate degree, and he lives well. But then you have another guy who is 6 feet tall, and doesn't have a good of a job, and kind of has a minor drug addiction. Who would you pick? And out of her own mouth, she said, I'll pick the tall guy. And I asked her why. And then she told me specifically, I really don't want a short guy. I don't want anyone that's shorter than me. And then I asked her why. And her reason was nothing. She couldn't answer. Because that's what women are like today. Women today are just like that. They only want guys that are taller than them because it's just based upon their preference. And the thing is, their preference is with all these women that are like this today. And I'm gonna give you like another example. I'm not that tall. I'm about like 5'6", and then I walk around Walmart because I have confidence. That's just me. I have confidence. I'm proud of myself, and I'll be walking around with confidence. And these women will give me dirty looks. They'll be giving me dirty looks. They'll be looking at me, and I told this woman before, because she would give me a dirty look. I was like, "What you looking at?" And then she looked at me. She was like, "You're short." I'm like, "Excuse me?" It's just like, "Yeah, you're short," but I'm like, "I'm taller than you are. So what gives you a right to be calling me short?" And then she just did the old eyes roll thing and just walked off. That just proves today of how low women are today. And for me, it's just ridiculous of how these women are like today. And then sometimes these women today will also look at you, and if you're short, they'll automatically say, "I don't want you. You're too short and you're ugly," without without even giving you a chance. They don't even give you a chance. They'll look at your height and they'll tell you, "Walk away." They'll literally tell you, "Walk away. You're too short," which is very low, and it just shows how women today are just brutal. They're just naturally just brutal, and how it's tough out here for guys that are under 6 feet tall. And it's just very brutal for us. And now, I already said enough on my part. I'm gonna let my good friend True Form come in, and he's gonna give his thoughts on height.
Alright. So the thing is, now we know genetically that for women, height is obviously the pleasing and aesthetic factor for women. Like, they just want a tall dude, like, to be tall. Like, that's just within their genetics. That's what they desire. Like I mentioned in the previous podcast, it's kind of like the biology with like birds. How peacocks, like, they'll mate with like another peacock who has the most aesthetic tail, or like I can't remember the other bird what it's called, but the bird who has the biggest chest. The bigger the chest is, the more options that bird has to mate with different females. Whereas if the other birds like get their chest popped, or they have a short chest, they get nothing. Like, it's kind of like similar to that. So the thing is, when women see short men, they view short men as inadequate, like underdeveloped, dating down, undesirable, and it's just like they have this weird obsession to, like, obviously they want to mate, which isn't necessarily their fault per se. Like, they want to like get with like the best genetically superior man so they can pass off offspring, so their kids turn out, their kids turn out with good genes and good genetics. But the thing is, like, it's just, women are just so extremely picky thanks to like social media. Social media has definitely made women's options rise. Back then, when there was no Tinder, no Facebook, which I'm talking like 2009, 2005, there was some semblance of hope. Like, the meta was very different. It's like Chad lights were the top tiers. Like, being a Chad light was borderline being a Chad. Like, yeah, Chads were Chad. Women still want tall dudes back then, but it wasn't like they didn't have access to it like now. Like, Tinder allows women to be extremely more picky. Dating sites make women more picky because they're so prominent. Women literally can just flick left and right and just completely just disqualify any dude that's not at least 6 foot or 6'1". So they'll just easily like swipe away. Because I remember back then, like back in school, they used to do like hot or not, and typically the dudes that had their fair share of women, yeah, they were like kind of short, 5'8", 5'9", maybe a little less, but they had like a face of Jesus. They had like a strong jawline, beautiful pearly eyes, beautiful chiseled jawline, cheekbones, hunter eyes. They had like the most beautifulest face ever. Talking like some royalty. They looked like they were from royalty. And those are the type of women that, type of guys that women would want, like predominantly. But like as time progressed, it became more of a height thing, and because it's more of a social norm, and like women kind of look at men as like tall men as like trophies. So that's why you see these cringy TikToks where like women are like showing off their boyfriends just to get some form of validation. It's like, oh look, I got a tall dude. Look, I got the best, genetically superior mate. So they just flex, and that's just obviously very unfortunate for a lot of men who are short, because we can't pick our genes. It's literally down to genetics. It's genetic lottery at the end of the day. And when it comes to like tall dudes just have an inherent advantage. Yes, it still comes down to face, because tall dudes can get down batted too if they have an ugly face. But like, yeah, but like, I've seen like when I remember in Base Pluto, this was months ago, he posted a community tab picture of this black woman saying, "Look, this is proof that I date ugly men." And Base Pluto literally points out that the dude, yeah, he's ugly in the face, but the dude's like 6'3", tall dude. So like height can compensate for a lot of things. Face is important too. Don't get it twisted. But like, definitely height does help to some degree. And obviously, when they they literally clown short dudes. We've even seen this in like, they have like memes of short dudes getting clowned. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen this like meme where it has like, oh, how to talk to short dudes, and then it literally shows like a person, like a tall person bending down on their knees to like get within range to talk to that person. And they make a lot of like disrespectful, TikToks insulting men for being tall, and it's baffling. Like, okay, fair enough. If you want a tall dude, that's fine, but it's one thing to like only want a tall dude, and it's another to like shame men who cannot help their genetics. Shame short men. That's very unfair. Very spiteful. But yeah, that's like my just general thoughts on like height in terms of like what women think.
Okay. So now, another thing I would like to bring up, and this also comes from another thing from height as well. Like, another thing that I would like to bring up is like, it's like, we're gonna take it back a bit. We're gonna take it a good far back. We're gonna look at around during. I'm gonna bring up a little bit something about the Bible real quick. In the Bible back in the day. So now, if you guys are familiar with this, the angel, to when the angels came down to heaven because they saw the women and they saw that they were good looking. Now when the angels came down and they met and they saw these women, these women were gradually attracted to them, because you know why? Because for one, they were angels. They're really like angels. They had good faces, they had a good jawline, and they were tall. And that's the thing, and that's the thing, and even back then, it clicked for women back then from them wanting that type of genes for them to get passed down to their family. And another thing, like, I would like to point out as well, like, relating to that is, like, It's like these women. Just today, it's like I could be walking around with my brother, and my brother is, he's taller than me, and he could pass for 6 foot. And like the thing is, it's like of how he gets so much attention, and while I'm just left in the shadow. And the thing is, he's also like a married man as well, a married man who was very loyal to his wife. And it's like, and it's like the women just go to him for attraction because, for one, he has a good looking face, and two, because he's tall. But now when they look at me, it's like they automatically like look at me because I'm not the required height, or it's like the thing is, if I'm too short, they'll call me. It's like they'll call you a baby. If you're short, and it's like women always do this all the time. It's like they'll always do this all the time. If you're short, they'll call you a baby. They'll call you, they're oh, you're such a baby. Oh, you're such a baby. But it's like, do you know? It's like it's very degrading for a man. And it's like, and you look at yourself, and you're like, wait, what? It's like don't be calling me a baby. It's like I'm almost as tall as you are, and it's like, and it's like you can't do the same thing back to them. Because the thing is, if you do the same thing back to them, it's like you're gonna automatically get pointed for being the bad guy, and that's just a thing. That's just a thing with women today. And here's the thing: I'm pointing this out in this video. We're not degrading women. We're not doing anything at all to degrade women at all.
Truthful.
Yes. What we're basically saying in this video is just being truthful. We're just being truthful. We're just being how truthful it is and how hard it is for a man to find a mate. That's and then that's what it is. We're just pointing out the truths about this world and how hard it is for guys that are chads. They can get a woman easily without even trying. But the thing is, for guys that are not chads, that are under 6 foot, it's very hard for us, and it causes us like multiple traumas, like depression, like mental health, and etc.
Yes.
So yeah, basically that's gonna wrap up this video about height. We're gonna be making another video with my good friend here, and maybe some others, probably in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. Make sure that you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Go subscribe to my friend Trueform, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.